What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today I want to talk about some of the controversy surrounding Coach Prime and Colorado's win over Colorado State and Jay Norvell. And we're gonna look at a couple of things. First, we're gonna look at the Shedeur Sanders and the incident with the Colorado State quarterback at the end of the game, and some of the comments he had made prior to the game for Shedeur to go over there and say, "Hey man, nice game." Nah, he ain't say that. He said something else, and you're gonna be able to read his lips on the video that I'm going to show you. And also we're going to talk about the controversy with the commentators calling out Coach Prime at the end of the game, having Shedeur Sanders in the game and them running play action plays and all type of stuff, and him taking hits after the game was out of reach with just a minute left. Let's check it out.
We owed them one, and that's just something that's been sitting on everybody mind since we came back from break. We owe them, and we walked away from that game, as we kind of left it all on the field. I don't feel like we left it all on the field because we should have murdered them guys, and they came out with that attitude as they were on top of the world, and this ain't no Cinderella story, so we coming for revenge.
Yeah, they came out with that attitude and thought it was going to be a cakewalk. They saw the reports, 27.5 points or whatever it was. And they got a rude awakening real quick. And I think it goes to show that the hype, the media train, all that, it only gets you so far. At the end of the day, you have to line up 11 guys against our 11 guys, and we'll find out who wants it more. And we'll see how far Instagram followers gets them.
You that same nigga talking shit on Instagram. You talking on Instagram.
All right, keep talking about it.
business. You can't fuck with me.
So that's what Shedeur Sanders had to say. There's been a lot of conversation about immaturity and how NFL teams should look at that. But there are some nasty things said on the football field. And, to the victor goes the spoils, right? So they've been yapping back and forth, and Shedeur came out victorious. And now, it's his time to talk, because the quarterback was talking crazy about, how they could have beat them. You had the other guy talking about, they should have won this game. They should have smashed them. They should have did this and that. And you shouldn't hedge too much on one game for your season. I know that's hindsight's 2020, but you want to come in and have a successful season and not look forward to playing Colorado, because now they've lost that. And if they hedged their whole season on that, then they didn't have a positive outlook for the season. But moving right along. Now, there's a different conversation taking place about Shedeur Sanders and some of the guys being in the game with 106 left, Shedeur taking hits, and Coach Prime's under a lot of fire because they didn't feel like Pat would have those guys out there being in the NFL and, some of the unwritten rules of the game, right? But Shedeur was out there late, and he took a few hits at the end of the game, man. We're going to look at this footage and analyze it. Let's peep.
Play action, they take a shot.
Wow.
And it's incomplete.
So if you remember against North Dakota State, they could have just run the clock out, and instead they threw the ball. The ball with 11 seconds on the play clock on that last play. That is not smart.
They're down in 6, gonna throw it again. Sanders fires sideline, it's broken up. Sissima on the coverage. So what do you make of this?
I don't know what to, I got to be honest with you. I think this has to be coming from Deion Sanders, because I just can't imagine that this is what Pat Shurmur would want to be doing in this situation. I mean, he's a 3-time NFL head coach. Now they're going for it on 4th down.
And Sanders in the pocket gets hit, and it's incomplete.
I mean, he just took another hit from a D tackle.
This makes no sense. It's a long season. I mean, they've got Baylor next week. It's into the Big 12.
They are fortunate that this wasn't a bigger hit. This is a 305-pound defensive tackle going right near his throwing arm. Can you imagine what we would be saying all week if Shedeur Sanders got his throwing arm hit in a game where they're up 19 with less than a minute left and they could have just taken a knee?
Okay, so I know the tape's going to be rolling in with this. I'll give you my perspective on this. I think the announcers kept it pretty PG, honestly. Coach Prime hoping that Colorado does good and has a great season, but you absolutely positively cannot have Shedeur Sanders taking those hits at that juncture in the game. Y'all done came and did what you needed to do, put the game out of reach, get this man some rest. Don't have him go out there and get concussed. They already, see, this is my thing, and football players, correct me if I'm wrong. I played a little bit, in school, but when somebody's trying to run the score up on you, the defensive players aren't very happy or very nice. It ain't never nice, but what I'm saying is there's some extra intent and malice behind their tackles potentially when you're trying to run the score up in their home or on their home field, and it's already bad blood there, right? It's a rivalry game. You don't put your star player, your son, in that position to be concussed that late in the game, or even worse, right? He breaks something. They said the 305-pound man went right at his arm. They ain't playing for nothing more at that point. They spoke amongst themselves saying, oh, look at him. He's still out there running his stats up late in the game, trying to get another touchdown. They trying to go for the Heisman, trying to throw style points on it. This is their mentality. This is the mentality of the competitors. Now, I have no problem with what Shedeur said, what Coach Prime said about a player calling them out and why it was personal that game. I have no problem with that in the post game. The thing I have a problem with is Shedeur Sanders being on the field that late. That's kind of wild to me. And I understand what the commentators were saying. It was no need to score. You could have just taken a knee, got on up out of there. But I know you want to send a statement. Again, football is a sport still where you're standing there and throwing it. Even if you want to send a statement, you're still in harm's way. That only thing that's kind of equivalent to that in like basketball is if you trying to get a breakaway dunk and you up 15 late in the game and somebody run under your legs, and undercut you out the air. Something like that. But you definitely don't do that. I was a bit appalled watching that, and I wanted to touch on it because I heard the commentators speaking on it like, I can't believe what's happening. You could hear the silence, and Pat Shermer, I looked at his face, when that was going on. I couldn't play the whole video, obviously, but it's circulating like wildfire on social media. And I just want to know, man, let me know what y'all think. Give me your honest opinion, too. Non-biased take on that situation, man. I don't like that he was out there. Because, like they said, you got Baylor coming up. The meat and potatoes of the schedule is coming up. You don't want to get a silly injury like that. In this game here, a game y'all was able to run away, you don't want to get that type of injury. You're trying to even see if you can get a bowl at the end of the year. You that's your goal. Get a bowl game. And so, yeah, man, I wasn't feeling it. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.